It's happening. Tell you it's happening. GTI is happening. So you join us here in Ogmore today. I got these funny little microphones on me here, simply because it's windy as a mofo out here. Trying not to film this MG that's over there. Sat there as a bit of advertising. Don't film it. Don't want to give him any advertising. Jesus, no. So anyway, plan is, just want to have a quick word with you, as I've had this car for 5.5 years, and I wanted to give a little bit of feedback on my ownership experience of it. 5.5 years, honest to God. I think it's flat out the longest amount of time I've ever owned any car. I think the next closest probably be this old Ford Escort I had, and I simply couldn't afford to change it, and I was living in Cardiff. People were trying to break into cars, so there was no point having anything better than it. But I think I had that maybe 4 years. But yeah, 5.5 years. I don't know if I can get across how long that is in my life. And potentially, it's the most mileage I've ever put on any car. This is just coming up to 29,000 miles, which isn't much for 5.5 years. But at one point, I was living really close to where I worked, so the mileage wasn't being put on it. But some years, has changed, like, and has changed. But anyway, while it's clean, and while we're here with this backdrop, let's have a quick look at what we're loving about this car, what we're not loving about this car, and other things about this car. And maybe turn around for a second. I've introduced boys and girls to these little friends we got with us.
Sean. It's the brethren. That one's Sean, like there. He's looking. He knew tell us what's happening.
So 5.5 years, what's happened? Well, the alloys have seen better days, I'll be honest with you. There's the odd little bit of curbing. If you come over and join me, I will highlight some of this year damage to you. As you can see, there's little bits which I think are the lacquer and possibly dirt, or something has just like got water in there and done that. We got a lovely bit of curbing which came from Bristol on the back wheel here. Look at this, amazing bit of curbing that is. Funny story, I went to Bristol down by the quayside, and I parked in this car park which was part of a hotel. Can't remember the name of it and probably shouldn't say it anyway, but it was the stupidest, narrowest, stupidest little multi-story I've ever seen in my life. On entering, I curbed an alloy, and on leaving the car, I decided to walk down the back staircase. Unknown to me, once you got into the stairwell, the only way to get out was to get back down to the bottom floor and then exit, because the doors only had handles on one side of them from the inside of the car park to get out. So as I'm going down, I'm aware there's people in the stairwell, and I'm like, it's probably kids chilling in it, I'll be fine, we're all good, like, we're all good. No, it wasn't kids chilling, was it? It was junkies. Junkies, man. So I went down, there's about 8 of them, right? All dotted all around the stairs. Needles hanging out of them, blood bloody everywhere. Like, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I thought, right, I got 2 courses of action here. I can either hide in this stairwell until they go away, or I can front up and just get on with it. Hope I don't get stabbed by a dirty syringe. So I did, fronted up, looked at him, went like that. He got out the way. I just walked past thinking, don't stab a syringe into my leg, and he didn't. But I still got a curbed alloy out of it. That's the purpose of this video, is we're talking about this car. Another little bit, during a paranormal investigation I did with Forsaken Paranormal, I had to reverse down a lane at night in the rain, and I'll be honest, I couldn't see nothing out of my mirrors. And we've got a scratch here and a scratch there, a little bit of chippage down here, and if you're wondering about this weird little mark here, that would be a flat spot in the clear coat that I made when I tried to polish out that scratch. I went a bit too far, I think, but I didn't go as far as metal, so we done all right, didn't it? We done all right.
How are you getting metal on plastic bumpers then, sir?
See, the thing is, right, I love my rock music. I was born metal. I think metal. But yeah, oh no, I'm talking through to the frame. I would have gone clear through to the fiberglass monocoque that this car does not have. But okay, next little bit of damage I'll show you. Join me around the front end of this boy.
You're gonna have to shout them out as well and see. I'm literally useless with the camera. I'm more so like, you know, the talking stuff. So apologies.
Oh yeah, he's useless. I don't know what this looks like. He seems way too close to me at the minute. But anyway, this car seems to attract stone chips more than any other car I've had. And he's just said this about his Audi. I don't know if it's something with German engineering, but if you get up on it, you can see there's quite noticeably large bits of paint missing over here. And if you have a scan across, you'll probably see a few other chips. Let me see if I can get... Yeah, look, there's just little bits and bobs that are nicked. That's a bit of dirt, we'll ignore that.
Wait until you see the asphalt later.
And I think the bumper as well has taken a few... Yeah, the bumper's got a few little road rash marks on it. And this one, if I can highlight my pressed metal plate, this is where somebody, I think in a 5 Series BMW, reversed into me in Abercarn on a main road. My car was parked there. I left the car. It didn't look like that. I come back to the car. There's a 5 Series BMW in front of me. The number plate looks like that now. I've just noticed there's a bit up here as well. So I'm thinking that reversed into me and then moved forward 6 inches and left it. What's wrong with people, innit? The main purpose of this video, 5.5 years I've owned this car. I can honestly say this is the most expensive car I've ever had, both in terms of how much I paid for it and what the price was new. I think the next most expensive car, if I'd have bought it new, which I didn't, would have been the Impreza I had, which I think was knocking on 18-20 grand, but I had a second hand, so it was 10 grand. So, but either way, this was about 33,000 with the options I've got on it, being the leather seats, dyno audio stereo, and the little push to park in a parking thing button, which was cheap, but it is what it is. All right there, fella. Just one of the locals, eh? A fan, always nice to meet them. So, still windy. God knows if these microphones are picking anything up. I'll never know. We've just said goodbye to Robbie. That's another video that's going to be coming out. He's this bloke we just bumped into while we were stood here filming this. Lovely fella, ex-army, has got an MG3. Oof, he's giving it beans now, isn't he? Loving it is Robbie. Right, back to the plan. 5.5 years. So this is definitely the most expensive car I've ever owned, both in terms of what it cost originally and what I paid for it. But it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I can't fault it. Yes, other than the usual servicing and tyres, MOT, that sort of thing. And I'll be honest, MOT, it's just flown through every MOT. No issues with the MOT at all. Possibly tyres might have been on one, but that was just normal wear and tear, nothing unusual about it. There have been a couple of warranty issues in year 4 and year 5. The thermostatic housing was leaking. Now this seems to be a common fault with Golfs of both this age and a Mark 6 and potentially a Mark 4 and 5 as well. So I think they've gone to cheaper parts, like a lot of manufacturers have, and the plastic just isn't holding up as well as the metal would have back in the day. Once again, metal, innit? Full of metal I am. Actually, I'm not. I have no piercings at the moment. I'll just point that out. But yeah, thermostatic housing was one thing, and I think there was something else related to, I can't remember what it was, but it was something not unlike that, but it was a much cheaper part. Yeah, I can't remember what that was. But either way, it was done under warranty, extended warranty, which I took out, so well done. Since then, what are we coming up to now? It must have been 10 months since one of them happened, and nothing since, and I'm not expecting anything to go wrong, to be fair. Touch wood. Quick, somebody give me wood. Give you wood. What do I love about the car? Or at least like, what's good about this car? First of all, the looks of it. Look at the damn thing. It's a timeless, gorgeous car. Every time I see another Mark 7 on the road, especially a 3-door, we don't be like in the 4-door versions that they're doing these days. It's just the shape of it, the silhouette of it, the lines of it. It's a gorgeous car. Harking back to the days of yore, it has been updated, it has changed, but you can still see there are similarities between the older models and where we are now. This is a Mark 7, there's a Mark 7.5 out, which has got different bumpers and a few bits on it. Next year there's going to be a Mark 8. We'll have to see if we can get our hands on one of those at the time. But for what this is, I think it's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, look at the lines on that bonnet. Come on! Oh! Look at my rear haunches. Look at the hips on it. It's a lovely looking thing. So, comfortably sitting inside while he stood outside in his shorts filming this. I thought that was the only way to do it, innit? Let's get on with what I like about this car. Other than the appearance. The inside is a really nice place to be. No, it's not covered in Alcantara like his Audi S4. But everything is right in here. It's all dark materials from the headliner down to the carpets, which I love. I don't like it when there's like a light grey material they chuck in every now and again. Like if I was light grey on the roof, it just wouldn't look as nice. It wouldn't look as stealth. It wouldn't look as sporty, luxurious. That's what I'm going to say, which is one of his sayings. You've got all the lovely leather bits, which yes, I did pay money for, but there's nothing wrong. They haven't worn at all in the last 5.5 years. They're incredibly comfortable. You've got these wonderfully huggy sport seats in here. It's stunning. And unlike his Audi, terrible business, I got carpeted door bins. And that bit of carpet stops things rattling around. You put them in there, they're not just banging on plastic, they're cushioned. That's a little attention to detail like that. But what have we got? The way this drives like a dream on motorways. If you come onto potholed roads, you will be knowing about it, because these 18-inch low profiles, they let you know you're on a potholed road. But it's not that bad. It's not as bad as, for example, a 1965 Beetle I was recently in. Jesus! Now that crashed over things. This, in comparison, absolute luxury. I was looking around on the off chance I could replace this, like you do. You go on Auto Trader in the night, other retailers are available, and you think, what's out there? Let's have a look in it. Nothing else I could find in any price point remarkably near this had this level of comfort, sport, reliability, style. It's just got it all. I love sitting behind this flat-bottomed, leather-trimmed wheel. I love looking out past my digital dial, which is futuristic to me. I've never had anything like that in the past. I've got audio that you can plug a memory card into it, you can Bluetooth it. It's got all the modern day features that older cars I had didn't have. Yes, we've come a long way since then. They've got digital cockpits these days. But this, to me, it's just, name another car. Drop in the comments. Name another car that you think in a similar price bracket could compete with this, and I will do a video addressing why you are wrong. If you are wrong, who knows? But I couldn't think of anything in this sort of bracket, of this sort of size, that would top it. Psh, not at all. Maybe you want to move a little bit further back for that?
Yeah, I'm going to do it from the rear. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
This is good. Got them cheeky pops.
But that is my GTI, and I absolutely love this thing. if I were to replace it, chances are I'd end up with another Golf. Maybe a GTI, maybe an R. Who knows? We'll see what comes, innit? Only if, though, only if the Mark 8s that are coming out are available with 3 doors. Because the 7.5s that are currently available, admittedly, they're running out the model year, only come in 5. 5 doors. Who wants 5 doors on a Golf? I ain't no family man. I want a GTI with 3 doors. I want this shape. I want these massive doors, because they are massive doors. They're big, heavy doors. And I'm going to finish this video with a reassuring clunk of a VW. Take it easy now.